Call 1, practice paper number 6, question number 1. Factorise this cubic. Because each of the terms have got an x in them, we can factorise first off by taking that x out of each of those terms. So I'll be left with a 5 there, I'll be left with a 4x there, and I'll be left with a minus x squared there. Now we've got a quadratic, which we hopefully can factorise into 2 brackets. Now, looking at this end to start with, because we've got rx squared there, so we need an x times an x. But we also need a plus times a minus. Doesn't matter where you put the plus and where you put the minus. I'll go for it like that. Now these two numbers have got to multiply together to give me 5. So as long as they're whole numbers, that's only 5 times 1 or 1 times 5. Where do I put the 1? Where do I put the 5? Well, whatever you do, check back. That's 1 times 5. Great. Minus 5x and plus 1x gives me that. That's the business. Part B, sketch the curve of y equals this. So, where does the curve cut the x and y axis? It cuts the x axis when y equals 0. Do write these sentences down, please, for the examiner. He can get inside your head and see if your head is doing the right things. In other words, this must equal 0. So when this equals 0, we're finding out where we cut the x-axis. So we get the results of x equals 0, x equals, think about that, but it's actually x equals plus 1, and x equals minus 5. Now, it's a cubic, so it's either going to go like that, or it's going to go like that. You should actually be able to suss it out from there. But to be on the safe side, let's just find any other coordinate other than these 3, so we can plot it. I'm going to actually do, let's see what happens when x equals minus 1. Now I wouldn't recommend in the exam using minus values when you don't have to, because minus values do introduce more thinking than positive values. So in the exam I wouldn't recommend using a negative value. The only reason I've done that is because x equals 1 is already in there. Otherwise I'd have chosen x equals plus 1. But in the exam I think I would have chosen x equals plus 2. Doesn't matter, but in the exam you are going to make a silly slip. At least I would. So I want to minimise the number of silly slips I'm going to make. I'll get on with it. Alright, okay. When x equals minus 1, y will equal, substitute minus 1 either into there or into there. I'm going to substitute it into there. 5 lots of minus 1. Now this is where you've got to be careful. Minus 1 squared is plus 1. Then multiply by the minus 4, give you minus 4. Substitute minus 1 into there. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1. That minus will then make it a plus. Now that's what I'm saying about using a negative value when you don't need to. You're introducing more likelihood of making a silly slip. Minus 9 plus 1 minus 8. So therefore, it's only a sketch I'm meant to be doing. So we don't even have to think about using a ruler. We don't even have to do all the scale. But we do need to indicate the points we've got there. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need 1 there. Let's label that point and label that point. We also need minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this really will be good enough, honestly. So, it's going to go through there, and through there, and through minus 1, minus 8, through there. So, it's going to be something of this fashion. And that'll do for the examiner. Right, how many marks on this? I think we'll have a couple of marks for that factorisation, those 2 brackets. and then 2 marks, one for showing some points and one for making sure the shape's going round the right way. Question number 1 finished. That was the first question from paper 6, which is the set 2 Encore 1 from mathstutor.biz, www.mathstutor.biz. So there is a complete paper that needs to be worked through. There's the first question that I've just done, and after you've worked through it you can then watch a DVD which shows you how to do all of the questions and shows the marking for all of the questions. Now if you're interested in this set of practice papers, this is set 2 on Core 1, and it's got paper 4, 5 and 6 in it, along with the papers go to the DVDs. If you're interested, then visit www.mathstutor.biz and have a look at how much it's going to cost you. Hope to hear from you.